What if your life's legacy was written not in the ink of your words, but in the stone of your deeds? The world is full of noise, of people talking about the great things they will do. The Stoics knew that true power is silent. It is found in the man who says less and does more. Say less, do more. Stoic Grit Mental Edge, compiled and published by Stoic Dominion. Lesson 1. The high cost of empty words. Imagine two architects. The first architect is a brilliant orator. He spends his days in the town square, captivating crowds with eloquent speeches about the magnificent, unbreakable cathedral he plans to build. He describes its soaring spires and its beautiful stained glass in vivid detail. The people are impressed by his vision and his words. The second architect says very little. He spends his days in the quarry, silently and methodically cutting and shaping the heavy stones that will form the cathedral's foundation. The inner conflict we face is that our society rewards the first architect. We are taught to value talk, to sell the vision, and to master the art of the promise. We become addicted to the pleasant sound of our own good intentions, often forgetting the hard, silent work of the quarry. The fundamental problem with this talk-first culture is the high cost of empty words. Every time you speak a promise you do not keep, every time you describe a goal you do not act upon, you're spending a currency you can never replenish: your credibility. To others, your words slowly become meaningless noise. They learn that your grand plans are just a form of entertainment, not a declaration of real intent. They may nod politely, but they will not trust you, and they will not follow you. But the more tragic cost is what your empty words do to your own soul. You teach yourself that your word is worthless. You create a painful gap between the man you claim to be and the man your actions prove you to be. This inner dissonance is a poison that erodes your self-respect and weakens your will. You become the architect who can only build castles in the air. The transformative solution is to embrace the Stoic mindset of profound verbal economy. It is the conscious decision to let your actions be your primary language. The core Stoic idea is that philosophy is not about clever words, but about virtuous deeds. The philosopher Epictetus was scathing toward his students who could eloquently debate philosophical principles, but failed to embody them in their lives. He famously said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This means seeing your words not as cheap currency to be spent freely, but as precious gold, to be used sparingly and only to represent a real, tangible value that already exists through your actions. The goal is to become the second architect, the one who is known not for his beautiful speeches, but for his solid foundations. You can begin to reverse the high cost of empty words with two powerful, actionable disciplines. The first is to take a vow of silence on your goals. Choose one significant goal you are working towards. For the next 30 days, make a vow that you will not speak about this goal to anyone. No status updates, no talking about your plans. Your only communication on the subject will be the silent daily work you put into it. Let your progress be the only statement you make. This practice reorients your brain to seek satisfaction from the work itself, not from the social validation of talking about the work. The second practice is the action-first rule. Before you are tempted to make a promise to someone, your partner, your child, your boss, take one small, concrete first step toward fulfilling that promise before you speak. This ensures that your words are born from a place of action, not just intention. The benefits of this practice are the benefits of becoming a man of immense substance and integrity. You will find that the respect others have for you will skyrocket. When you do speak, your words will have an incredible weight and authority, because they will be known to be backed by the gold standard of your actions. Your self-respect will soar, as you will have closed the painful gap between your words and your deeds. You will be liberated from the need for the cheap validation of talk, and will instead find a deep, quiet satisfaction in the work itself. Your practice for this lesson is to choose one goal and take the vow of silence for just 1 week. Starve your need for praise and feed your capacity for action. To speak less, you must learn to find power in a different medium: deliberate silence. In our next lesson, we will explore this essential tool. If you are ready to let your actions speak for you, please show your support by liking this video. Lesson 2. The power in deliberate silence. Imagine two master negotiators sitting across a table to close a high-stakes deal. The first negotiator is anxious and talkative. He feels the pressure of the silence and rushes to fill it with more arguments, more justifications, more concessions. He reveals his entire strategy and his points of weakness simply because he cannot tolerate a moment of quiet. The second negotiator, a Stoic, is perfectly comfortable in the silence. After the first negotiator has exhausted himself, the second one says nothing. He simply holds a calm, steady gaze. The silence becomes a powerful tool. It creates pressure, it invites introspection, and it often compels the first negotiator to concede even more, just to break the unbearable tension. The inner conflict we face is that we are almost always the first negotiator. We are terrified of the silent pause, seeing it as a failure of communication rather than a moment of strategic power. The fundamental problem with this fear of silence is that it makes you weak, predictable, and easy to read. In any human interaction, the person who is most uncomfortable with silence is the one who holds the least amount of power. Your rush to fill the void signals your insecurity. It prevents you from truly listening to the other person, as you are too busy planning your next sentence. It stops you from observing the crucial nonverbal cues that reveal what is truly happening beneath the surface. You are playing a game of poker with all your cards turned face up, chattering away about the hand you hold, while your opponent sits in silence, studying you, gathering information, and waiting for you to defeat yourself. The transformative solution is to learn to befriend and master the art of deliberate silence. It is the practice of seeing silence not as an empty space, but as a powerful, active force that you can wield with strategic intent. The core Stoic idea here is that a disciplined mind is a quiet mind. A man who has command over his inner world does not feel the anxious compulsion to fill the outer world with noise. He can exist in a state of calm observation, using silence to his advantage. Noble silence communicates confidence. It communicates thoughtfulness. It communicates that you are not intimidated and that you are in complete control of your own impulses. It is a non-verbal declaration of your inner strength. You can begin to harness the power of deliberate silence with two practical exercises. The first is the power pause. In your next important conversation, when the other person has finished speaking, do not immediately respond. Instead, take a full, deep breath, maintain eye contact, and let the silence hang for 3 to 5 seconds. This small act will have a profound effect. It will make you seem more thoughtful. It will increase the weight of your eventual response, and it will often make the other person uncomfortable enough to offer more information or a concession. The second practice is to use silence as your primary response to a foolish or provocative comment. Instead of getting angry or defensive, simply meet the comment with a calm, unwavering gaze and a moment of silence. This refusal to engage on their level is a powerful display of self-control that completely disarms the aggressor and preserves your own dignity. The benefits of mastering deliberate silence are immense. You will become a more powerful and effective communicator in every area of your life. You will gain a reputation for being a wise, thoughtful, and unshakable presence. You will feel a profound sense of calm and control in situations that used to make you feel anxious and reactive. Your understanding of people will deepen, as you will finally be creating the space to truly listen and observe. Your practice for this lesson is to try the power pause in one conversation today. Take that 3-second pause and feel how the entire dynamic of the interaction shifts in your favor. This deliberate silence is powered by an economy of action, the principle of focusing your energy only on what truly matters. In our next lesson, we will explore this vital concept. To continue this journey, please subscribe to the Stoic Ruler channel. Lesson 3. An economy of action. Imagine a master sculptor standing before a huge, unformed block of marble. They have a vision for the masterpiece that lies within it. A foolish sculptor would immediately start swinging their hammer wildly, chipping away at random, wasting immense energy and likely shattering the stone. The master sculptor, however, acts with a profound economy of action. They spend hours just observing the stone, understanding its grain, its strengths, and its weaknesses. Every single strike of their chisel is deliberate, precise, and purposeful. There is no wasted motion. Their power is in their focus, not their frenzy. Your life is this block of marble. The inner conflict we face is that we act like the foolish sculptor. We live in a culture that glorifies hustle and the grind, leading us to believe that being constantly busy is the same as being effective. The fundamental problem with this lack of economy is that it leads to a life of exhaustion and mediocre results. When you are trying to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. Your energy and focus are spread so thin across so many trivial tasks that you have no real power to apply to the few things that truly matter. This leads to a state of being perpetually busy but never truly productive. You are the sculptor who is sweating and working hard all day. But at the end of it, you are just surrounded by a pile of meaningless chips, with the masterpiece still trapped inside the stone. This frantic, unfocused action is not a sign of strength. It is a symptom of a mind that lacks clarity and purpose. The transformative solution is to adopt the Stoic mindset of the master sculptor. It is the disciplined practice of an economy of action, which means applying your full, focused power only to the things that are essential and having the wisdom and courage to ignore the rest. The core Stoic idea is that our time and energy are our most precious, non-renewable resources. To waste them on trivialities is the greatest foolishness. The Stoics were not passive, they were men of immense action. But their action was purposeful. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to ask of any potential action, is this necessary? He knew that by eliminating the unnecessary, he could devote himself completely to his essential duties as an emperor and as a man. You can begin to practice this economy of action with a powerful two-step process. The first step is clarify the essential. You must become ruthless in identifying what truly matters. At the start of each week, ask yourself, what are the one or two most important things that, if I accomplish them this week, will move me significantly closer to my long-term goals? These are your blocks of marble. Everything else is just dust. The second step is schedule the essential. Once you have identified your essential tasks, you must treat them with the respect they deserve. Schedule specific, non-negotiable blocks of time in your calendar to work on them. Protect this time as fiercely as you would a meeting with your most important client. This ensures that your best energy goes to your most important work. The benefits of practicing an economy of action are the benefits of transforming from a frantic amateur into a calm and powerful professional. You will achieve more of a higher quality in less time. You will eliminate the feeling of being constantly overwhelmed, replacing it with a sense of focused, purposeful calm. You will have more time and energy for rest, for family, and for the things that truly bring you joy. You will become the master sculptor, confidently chipping away at the unnecessary to reveal the masterpiece of a life well lived. Your practice for this lesson is to take 10 minutes this Sunday to identify your 1-2 essential tasks for the week ahead. Schedule them in your calendar now. This economy of action must be built on a foundation of unbreakable grit. In our next lesson, we will explore how to forge this essential quality. Let us know in the comments one non-essential activity you will cut this week. Lesson 4. The foundation of unbreakable grit. Imagine a great stone fortress standing on a windswept plain. It has endured 1,000 years of storms, sieges, and the slow grind of time. Its strength does not come from its decorative towers or its polished gates. Its strength comes from the quality of the stone itself. Its hardness, its density, its rugged, unyielding nature. This rugged, unyielding quality is grit. It is the foundation of all true and lasting strength. The inner conflict we face is that our modern world encourages us to be smooth, polished, and comfortable. We are taught to avoid all forms of friction, hardship, and pain. We are building our inner fortresses out of soft sandstone, not hard granite. The fundamental problem with this avoidance of hardship is that it creates a character that is incredibly fragile. Grit is a psychological muscle. If it is never exercised, it atrophies. A person who has never been tested, who has never had to persevere through difficulty, who has never had to endure pain for a purpose, has no grit. When they inevitably face a real-life challenge, a business failure, a painful breakup, a serious illness, they have no inner resources to draw upon. They crumble. They give in to despair, victimhood, and complaint. A lack of grit is a guarantee that you will be broken by life, rather than strengthened by it. The transformative solution is to see your life not as a quest for comfort, but as a training ground for grit. It is the conscious choice to stop running from hardship and to start seeing it as an indispensable training partner. The core Stoic idea is that difficulty is not just something to be endured, it is something to be used. The Stoics believe that the universe, in its wisdom, sends us challenges specifically to give us the opportunity to practice our virtues and to build our strength. A setback is an opportunity to practice resilience. An insult is an opportunity to practice patience. A difficult task is an opportunity to practice discipline. Every hardship is a piece of granite that you can use to build your inner fortress. You can begin to forge this unbreakable grit with two key practices. The first is voluntary hardship. You must deliberately and regularly do things that are difficult and uncomfortable. This is the act of choosing your own training ground instead of waiting for life to choose one for you. This could be taking cold showers, fasting intermittently, or committing to a grueling physical exercise program. The purpose of these activities is not just the physical benefit, but the mental training. You are teaching your mind on a daily basis that you are the kind of man who can endure discomfort for a purpose. The second practice is reframing involuntary hardship. When an unplanned difficulty arises, your first response must be to ask the Stoic question: how can I use this? What virtue is this situation asking me to practice? The benefits of building this foundation of grit are the benefits of becoming truly formidable. You will develop a quiet, unshakable confidence in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. The small annoyances of daily life will seem trivial. The great challenges will seem like worthy opponents rather than terrifying threats. You will develop a deep resilience that allows you to bounce back from failure with even greater strength. You will become a man of granite, a person whose character has been forged and tested in the fires of real-world experience. Your practice for this lesson is to choose one small voluntary hardship and to practice it every day for the next week. Feel the stone of your character getting harder. This unbreakable grit gives you the mental edge to succeed where others fail. In our next lesson, we will explore how to sharpen this mental edge. If you are committed to building your grit, share this video. Lesson 5: Forging your mental edge. Imagine two swordsmen of equal physical strength and skill. The first swordsman enters the duel with a mind full of fear, distraction, and self-doubt. His thoughts are his enemy. The second swordsman enters the duel with a mind that is like a sharpened blade, clear, focused, and completely present. His mind is his greatest weapon. In any competition, in any challenge, which of these two men has the edge? The answer is obvious. The mental edge is the ultimate advantage. The inner conflict we face is that we spend immense time and energy on our external advantages, our skills, our appearance, our resources, while completely neglecting the training of the one tool that controls everything else, our mind. The fundamental problem is that an untrained mind is a liability, not an asset. An untrained mind is easily distracted, making deep work and focus impossible. It is easily provoked, leading to emotional reactions that sabotage our goals. It is prone to negative thought loops, like anxiety and self-doubt, that drain our energy and cripple our confidence. It is lazy, always seeking the path of least resistance and avoiding necessary challenges. To go through life with an untrained mind is like going into battle with a dull, rusty sword. No matter how strong your arm is, you will be ineffective. The transformative solution is to commit to the Stoic path of becoming a mental warrior. It is the daily practice of forging and sharpening your mind until it becomes your greatest asset, your unbreakable weapon, your decisive edge. The core Stoic idea is that the quality of your life depends entirely on the quality of your mind. They were the original cognitive behavioral therapists, understanding that it is our thoughts and judgments that create our reality. Therefore, the most important work a man can do is the work of training his mind to be rational, resilient, and virtuous. A man who has mastered his own mind has an edge that no amount of wealth or status can buy. You can begin to forge your mental edge with two foundational Stoic mental drills. The first is the art of assent. This is the practice of acting as a vigilant gatekeeper to your mind. When a thought or impression arises, especially a negative one, you do not immediately believe it. You stop it at the gate and challenge it. You ask, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is it based on reason or on emotion? You only give your assent or belief to thoughts that pass this rigorous inspection. This practice prevents negative, irrational thoughts from taking root in your mind. The second drill is the view from above. As we've discussed, this is the practice of mentally zooming out from your immediate problems to see them from a cosmic perspective. This instantly shrinks your ego and your anxieties, restoring a sense of calm, rational clarity. The benefits of forging this mental edge are profound. You will develop a mind that is sharp, focused, and incredibly resilient. You will be able to handle pressure and complexity with a calm and strategic grace. You will be liberated from the torment of your own negative thoughts and anxious loops. You will unlock new levels of creativity and problem-solving ability. You will possess a quiet, unshakable confidence, knowing that your greatest weapon is always with you. Your practice is to try the art of assent today. Catch one negative thought, stop it at the gate, and challenge its validity before you let it in. This mental edge is most powerfully expressed when your actions become your voice. In our next lesson, we will explore this ultimate form of communication. Subscribe to Stoic Dominion to continue sharpening your mind. Lesson 6. When action becomes your voice. Imagine a great lighthouse standing on a dark and stormy coast. It has one singular purpose: to project a powerful, unwavering beam of light. It does not make speeches about its importance. It does not shout warnings at the ships. Its entire message, its entire identity, is communicated through one simple, powerful, and consistent action. It shines. There is no gap between what it is and what it does. Its action is its voice. The inner conflict we face is the painful gap between the man we say we are and the man our actions show us to be. We talk about integrity, but we cut corners. We talk about discipline, but we procrastinate. We talk about courage, but we avoid challenges. Our voice and our actions are two different things. The fundamental problem with this inconsistency is that it completely destroys your credibility, both with others and with yourself. People learn very quickly to listen to what you do, not what you say. If your actions consistently contradict your words become meaningless. You lose all power to influence or lead because you are seen as a hypocrite. But the deeper, more damaging consequence is the loss of self-respect. When you consistently fail to live up to your own stated values, you cannot trust yourself. You create a state of inner turmoil and shame, a quiet knowledge that you are not the man you pretend to be. This is a heavy burden to carry through life. The transformative solution is to close the gap. It is the Stoic commitment to make your actions the true and ultimate voice of your character. It is the decision to become the lighthouse, a person whose identity is so completely expressed through their deeds that their words become secondary or even unnecessary. The core Stoic idea, famously expressed by Cato the Younger, is that of perfect integrity. Cato was a man whose character was so solid and so consistent that his very presence was a political statement. His enemies feared him not for his speeches, but for the terrifying and incorruptible consistency of his virtue in action. When your actions become your voice, you achieve a level of power and authenticity that is unassailable. You can begin to make your actions your voice with two powerful, integrating practices. The first is the character-action alignment. At the beginning of the week, choose one character trait you wish to embody. For example, reliability. For the entire week, Your sole focus is on finding opportunities to demonstrate that trait through your actions. Arrive early for every appointment. Deliver every piece of work ahead of schedule. Do exactly what you said you would do. Do not talk about being reliable. Simply be reliable. The second practice is the silent apology. If you make a mistake or let someone down, resist the urge to offer a long, emotional apology filled with excuses. Offer a short, sincere apology, and then let your apology be a swift and total correction of your behavior. Changed action is the only apology that has any real meaning. The benefits of this practice are the benefits of becoming a man of profound integrity. You will build a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness that is worth more than gold. You will earn a deep and abiding respect from others, who will know that you are a man of your word. You will heal the inner conflict within yourself, achieving a state of holiness and powerful self-respect. You will become a force of nature, a person whose character speaks for itself with a clarity and power that no words can ever match. Your practice is to choose your character trait for this week. Then, look for every opportunity to let your actions be your only voice. When you have mastered this, you have achieved the dominion of doing. In our final lesson, we will explore this ultimate state of being. Lesson 7. The Dominion of Doing. Imagine a master craftsman in his workshop. He is surrounded by the tangible evidence of his life's philosophy: a perfectly joined cabinet, a beautifully carved chair, a tool that is worn but perfectly maintained. He has not spent his life talking about the principles of craftsmanship. He has spent his life doing them. His workshop is his kingdom, and he rules it not with edicts, but with the quiet, undeniable authority of his skillful, daily actions. His dominion is not one of words, but of doing. This is the final and highest stage of the Stoic path. The inner conflict is that we often remain stuck in the realm of theory. We are fascinated by the ideas of strength and discipline, but we hesitate to fully commit to the simple, daily, and often repetitive work of doing. The fundamental problem is that potential that is not expressed through action is meaningless. It is a form of self-delusion. You can have the potential to be a great writer, a great leader, or a great father. But if you do not consistently do the things that great writers, leaders, and fathers do, your potential is worth nothing. It is a hollow fantasy. A life of unactualized potential is a life of deep regret. It is the quiet torment of knowing, in your final years, what you could have been if only you had had the discipline to act. It is the tragedy of the architect who dies with 1,000 beautiful blueprints but has never laid a single stone. The transformative solution is to fully and completely embrace the dominion of doing. It is to understand that the entire purpose of your Stoic study, your reflection, and your mental training is to prepare you for one thing and one thing only: virtuous, effective action in the real world. The core Stoic idea is that philosophy is a practical art. It is a way of life. The final test is not what you know, but what you do. Mastery is not an idea in your head. It is a reality that you build with your own two hands, one action at a time. To enter the dominion of doing is to close the final gap between theory and practice, and to become a living embodiment of your philosophy. This final lesson is not about a new technique, but about a total commitment to a new way of life. The actionable step is to see your entire life as your workshop. Every day is an opportunity to practice your craft. Every interaction is a chance to join a relationship with care. Every challenge is a piece of wood that gives you a chance to demonstrate your skill. Your practice is to adopt the craftsman mindset. See yourself not as a person trying to get through the day, but as a master craftsman. And every task, no matter how small, is an opportunity to practice your craft of living with excellence. Whether you are washing the dishes or leading a company, you do it with the same focused, disciplined attention. The benefits of living in the dominion of doing are the benefits of a life fully lived. You will be defined not by your potential, but by your reality. You will build a life of tangible achievement and profound character. You will feel the deep, quiet satisfaction that comes only to the man who has given his all to his craft. You will leave behind a legacy not of empty words or unfulfilled plans, but of solid, beautiful work, the work of a well-lived life. you will have mastered the ultimate Stoic art, the art of doing. Your final practice is to look at your life as it is now, see it as your workshop, and pick up your tools. You have explored the 7 pillars of the Stoic path, from understanding the high cost of empty words to entering the dominion of doing. This journey teaches us that true strength is quiet, and that our character is written not in our words, but in the unbreakable consistency of our actions. Thank you for your time and your dedication with Stoic Dominion. If this journey has provided you with value, please support our mission by liking this video, commenting with your own insights, and subscribing for more wisdom on the path to an unshakable life.